Martha Stewart series starts right now. The Netflix documentary and all of you have inspired me to tell my Martha Stewart stories. So I had a wheat, egg, and dairy-free cookie company, Bethenny Bakes, and I was broke and I was living in a studio apartment on 62nd and 1st, and I was out to dinner with a group of people. One of them was, I think Lizzie Grubman was there. You'll look her up. She got into a situation years ago. I've known her for 1,000 years, but she accidentally drove a Mercedes into a bunch of people in the Hamptons, and it was a massive scandal. She was on the cover of the Post every day. And one night I was out to dinner with her and her best friend Lance and a bunch of other people, my friend Scott and Connie, and they were talking about this show called The Apprentice. And they were saying that one of the tasks was selling like lemonade at a lemonade stand. And I was like, I want to be on that show. And the guy Lance said, you're not going to get on that show. I'm going to get on that show. And I said, you mark my words, I'm going to get on that show. So someone said to me who was with us, they're accepting applications. So I was at a trade show selling my wheat, egg, and dairy-free Bethenny Bakes cookies, and my partner at the time, I said to him, go buy the smallest, cheapest camera. I don't know how to use one, but just record me. And so they recorded me just selling cookies, like hawking cookies at a trade show. And I got called, and I remember I went to Bloomingdale's and maxed my credit card because I had no money, I was broke, I lived in a studio apartment, and I bought this Missoni red blazer with a skirt that had red hearts and shoes that had a little heart open. And I went, and I was just all business. And I went to the Trump Hotel on the west side, like near Columbus Circle, and had an interview. And this had been whittled down. And then I got a call back again, and I got flown to the DoubleTree Hotel in Santa Monica and was sequestered for 1 week. And you didn't know how many people were there. You weren't allowed to talk to anyone. You could not leave your hotel room all day except for 15 minutes for breakfast, 15 minutes for lunch, 15 minutes for dinner, with the exception of a psychological test and an IQ test. And I'm not sure if you talked to a therapist then, I think you did. And it was a week, and you would see other people, but you couldn't say anything to them. You'd eat your lunch. You were so depressed. You were sitting in the room. I needed it so bad. I didn't want it. I needed the job. I was broke, and I would cry, and I would beg, and I would pray, and I would listen to songs. I remember listening to this Jessica Simpson song. You'll know the song. Every time I try, that, and then this Britney song. And so I knew that people started leaving the hotel, which meant people were getting sort of fired. And at the very end, you sat down and you met with Mark Burnett and other people, and you were counting, and you knew there were only 16 people on the show, and really no one was there anymore. And so I was like, I'm gonna make it. And then they came to my room and said, we're having 18 people, you're the first alternate. And no one fell out, so I didn't make it. And it was torture. So I went to the Kentucky Derby. I had a good time. I met some people, and I just kept in touch with the producers. And I kept doing my Bethenny Bakes, wheat, egg, and dairy-free cookie company in my Bronco with a cracked windshield that I bought for $500 from my friend Louie. And I kept in touch with the producers. Part 2 soon.